In this video, we're going to take a look at two methods for changing our Cisco iOS image file. Both of these methods that we're going to review will require physical access to the device, and both of these methods can also be seen on the device. So here's the first method that we're going to cover right here. And this has to do with how our flash card is actually ejectable on the 1841. The second method that we'll cover later will pertain to the USB. So now on the 1841, we can actually eject this card. We can see the little button that allows us to do that over here. Now, when your device provides this feature, it's going to offload this task of transferring the images from level 2 and level 3 engineers, and now enabling level 1 techs to actually perform this task. And that's because this method of transferring the image requires no command line knowledge. So all we do is we simply just eject the card, and here we can actually see the flash card down here. And then we take this card, we throw it into a USB dongle, as we can see over here, and obviously this end goes into our workstation. We then take that and we transfer our image over to the device. Once it's transferred, we just pop back out the card and then throw it back into our networking equipment and then power cycle the device in order to load the new image. So now for the second method. Now the thing that we need to understand here before we actually begin is we simply just can't take a USB, throw it in here, and transfer our images freely. This device is going to require that the USB be formatted using FAT16, which is not compatible with the default which is on our drive, which is FAT32. Okay, so now to perform this task. So what we're going to do is we're going to change out the image file that's currently in Flash, and here we can see that file. Now just because this is the image file that's in there doesn't mean that that's the one that's actually running on the system. So the way that we can verify which one is being currently used is we can issue the show version command, and up here we can verify that it is. So now the next thing we're going to do here is we're just going to delete that file. The easiest way to delete it is to use a star, which means everything, because we only have one file within there. Now even if you had many files in there and you only wanted to, you didn't want to delete, say, a couple of them, what you could do when asked to confirm those files is you could just skip them by issuing a Control-C. But here we're going to press enter to confirm. We'll execute the dir command one more time just to verify that we did in fact delete it, and we did. Alright, so now we're going to verify that we do not have a USB inserted on this system, and we can see that we don't. So now just give me a second to actually do that. Okay, so now that it's inserted, let's just verify what's on. Well, let's verify that it's actually there now, right? So let me do a show file systems. We can see that the device is now mounted. Let's take a look and see what we have on that device. And we can see that there are two image files on there. Alright. So the one that we're going to use obviously is the top one because the bottom one we just had in there. So we're going to copy from the USB drive, and we can tab complete this over. So it's going to be the advanced security K9 blah blah blah. Now when we issue a question mark over here to ask how we can complete the command syntax, it's going to give us a list of devices. But what we can do, if we understand how our file systems work, we can actually use a dot, which means our current position in the file system, and we're currently on the flash device, right? So we're just going to confirm this, and we're going to see the copying begin. Okay, so once the copying has been completed, you always want to verify, so we're going to execute a dir, and we can see the new image file is on flash. But that doesn't mean, once again, that that's the one that's actually running in RAM, right? Because we didn't load this in yet. So we can verify that by issuing our show version command, and here we can see that we're still using the old image. So the way that we're going to actually load this new image is by rebooting the system. So we're going to type reload, and we're going to press enter to confirm. Okay, so now once the system is rebooted, we're going to issue that show version command one more time, and we'll just verify that we are in fact now using that image.